T114 Basic Theory. So in this video we're going to be looking at hexadecimal representation of numbers. So the question here is, which of the following represents the hexadecimal fraction 0.e as a decimal fraction? So here we've got our four different answers. So we're trying to convert this hexadecimal fraction, which is 0.e, to a decimal fraction. So a standard fraction that you're very used to. If a hexadecimal fraction is represented in decimal, the result is typically shown below. So here we have our hexadecimal number, which is represented here by this subscript 16, which just means base 16. So here x2 represents the second place above the decimal place, x1 the first, and x0 the zero place, so the unitary digit, and then the decimal place, and then we have y1, y2, y3, and so on, both extending in both ways. And so here we can show how we can convert that to a decimal. So we have x2, so the second unitary place here, and then we times that by 16 to the power of 2. Here, x1 times by 16 to the power of 1. So let's just compare this to a number 121 in decimal. How does this compare? So to represent 121, this is equal to 1 times by 10 to the 2 plus 2 times by 10 to the 1 plus 1 times 10 to the 0. So here you can see we've used the exact same representation. This is our x2, this is our x1, and this is our x0. Except for here we're using times 10. So this is our base of 10, which is used for decimal. However, for hexadecimal, we use base 16. Hence, we swap that for a 16. So let's look at converting our 0.e fraction. If the hexadecimal fraction 0.e is represented in decimal and calculated as below, the answer is 0.875. So let's look at how we calculate that. 0.e is simply equal to e, which is base 16, times by 16 to the minus 1, as we had up here, because we're only in this y1 position holder. So this is equal to 14, which is what e is. So hexadecimal 0 to 9, and then we go A, B, C, D, E, F. And so we have 14 times by 1 over 16, which is 14 over 16, which is equal to 0.875, which is our answer C. So as we can see, our answer is going to be C. And what we've learned here is how to use hexadecimals when we've got a decimal place in our number.